Four, three, two, one. We are live. Welcome, YouTube. Welcome, Facebook. I'm Sean, a returning citizen here at Wings for Life International, and this is Wings Week in Review. And this is a show we like to tell you every week what happens at Wings for Life, who's behind the scenes, who works here, who comes in and does community service, where your donations go, what we do with your time, your money, all the questions that you always want to ask these charities, what really goes on over there. We'd like to show you that every week here. This is Ann, the founder of Wings for Life. She's going to open up today, tell you a little bit about what happened this week, but stay tuned. We got a live guest from Liberia, from Africa. He's coming on the screen now. He's going to tell you all about the African prisons, the systems in Liberia, and the Wings for Life international office we have in Africa, which makes us international. Here's Ann.
What a promo here. And Raymond's going to be joining us, and I'm so excited because we do have a great program over in Liberia. But this week at Wings for Life, we had a really great guest, Athena Huckabee, and she talked about medicated assisted treatments, myths and truths. And what I found so interesting is a couple things. That number one, that if somebody is on Suboxone, or that's a brand name, or something else like that, that they could be on it the rest of their life. It's kind of like diabetes, that if you're diagnosed and you're diabetic, you got to take insulin the rest of your life. You don't cut it off. But with methadone, what the doctors try to do is keep reducing it, but you might be on it the rest of your life. So I thought that was very, very interesting. And so go to our YouTube channel and see that talk, because it was just excellent. And so many people from the prison system, they were listening in and they were talking and getting questions answered from her as well. So that was just an exceptional talk. Then this coming Monday night, we've got Margarita McCure, and she's going to be talking about why we should all care about at-risk children. And she has been a foster parent. She's been a CASA volunteer. She works for one of the state senators now and is helping him. And she is just a dynamite lady. And she has the years of experience. She's adopted some of the children that she's taken in as foster care. And so we are going to learn from her through her firsthand experience. And then, of course, this week, there are always exciting things going on. Our office is filled with more donations. In fact, we've got a company that is giving us some office equipment. We had meetings last week talking with different educators about space, because we've got $1,222,000 to go towards a new office space that we will be trying to get set up within probably in the year 2023. We probably won't be into our new space. Maybe we'll be renting space before then, but probably our new space, we probably won't get in until 2023. But anyway, just a lot of exciting things going on. Our interns, we had a big graduation party for our interns. We have about 7 interns that have been with us through some of our universities here in social work, and they're going to be graduating the second week, May 12th, the second week in May. But then some of our interns are continuing on, and then we're getting new summer interns. It's just always so exciting to get new blood, new energy, and new knowledge. So it's a fun, exciting place to be. But of course, so is Liberia. So let's not wait. Oh, and I do need to say one more thing. We found out our webmaster, who had been diagnosed with Soraya, our wonderful webmaster. If you ever go to our website, she's done an incredible job. She has been battling cancer for 2.5 years, and we thought it had come back, and it has not. The test came back today from the doctor that pre-cancerous things, she's got some things going on in her throat, but it's not cancerous. So we want to tell the world about that, because we are so excited that she's going to be with us for, I hope, a whole lot longer. And she does such a great job for us. And so that's a real praise.
That's the power of prayer right there.
That's right. But now, Raymond.
Let me say hi to a few people. Eric, Katrina, Kathy, TJ. Thank all you guys for coming. We're just about to introduce Raymond from Liberia. He's over there now. Feel free to ask Raymond anything you want to ask him.
So I want to start right off the bat. Raymond, I think you should tell everybody how you found Wings and why you found Wings. And then I'll explain how it took me a few years to get over there. But anyway, go ahead.
Okay, thank you very much. My name is Raymond. I serve as the director for Liberia. Interestingly, I went to jail in 2009, and with the kind of a horror I saw in our prison, you know, it's so scary. You in a prison where you have so many people. I mean, room that is meant for just maybe one or two people. You got more than six, seven people, and you experienced that. You saw that when we went to the prisons, you
Yes.
know, and you only have a single square meal a day. And imagine some of our prison, you have more than 300-400 people, and you gotta feed it, and they start very late, the feeding start very late, you know, before they can get to you, the day is almost gone, and it's just a single square meal. The overcrowdedness, the lack of medication, and scaringly, people that I spoke with while I was there will tell you I've been here more than 4 or 5 times. And when you ask them why, some will tell you, when I get out, I have nothing to do. I'm deserted, family abandoned me, so I got to get around and see old friends. And in the end, eventually you'll be caught and sent back to jail again. So, with the few days I spent in the prison, I saw the need that this country need help. And how can we change that? You know, So I started as an advocate, started to see how we can help people fast track their cases and get them out of prison. And because most of the people you find there are pre-trial detainees, we do not have enough judges. We do not have, a lot of things, lack of vehicles. The code will tell you we cannot transport people or to go and hear their, go for their case hearing. So some of them overstay, all of those scary things, the news, all the horrible things I heard, and some of them that I saw with my own eyes.
Oh, I think he froze. He told me it's starting to rain in Africa.
Yeah,
Like
how
yeah,
can
There he
I
is.
get something? Yeah,
he's coming in and out.
Okay, while he's coming in and out, Raymond, just start talking, but I'll fill in here. We just lost him. Yeah, it's just starting to rain in Liberia.
Yeah, he'll be back.
He'll be
Tell
back.
him about the sleeping
Well,
situations in the
no, I
prison.
want to back
Okay,
up because, okay, so I started getting these emails from him about 3 years prior to 2020. So probably around 2017, I can go back to the emails.
Okay.
But I started getting all these emails from Liberia. Now, if you live in the United States, Liberia, a
Right.
lot of scams come out of
Yeah,
Liberia. And so,
how much money you've won?
yeah, oh yeah. And so I'm thinking, yeah, right, sure, somebody really cares. So, but this guy Raymond, he kept being persistent and kept calling back and emailing me. And then I'd say, well, why don't you try to do this? And I'd share something about what we do in prison. And I said, then take a picture and give me some comments about what it is. Well, sure enough, he would send it back. So, Raymond, I'm telling a little of the history about how we ended up going over there. So it took about 3 years of Raymond's persistency. And so he is a very persistent person, and I am too. Never give up. And so finally, in January of 2020, just prior to COVID, I took a team. There were four of us from the United States over to Liberia. But now, Raymond, you go back because you're back on the screen again. We want you to talk whenever you've got coverage. Go
sorry, I
ahead.
think I got a bad internet connection tonight due to the weather condition. Uh,
We'll work with you. Oops. Well, or not. Yep.
Well,
He'll be
we'll
back.
work with him when he
Yeah.
comes back. So anyway, I took this team of four Americans over there. We could not go to all the prisons. We would have had to be there for 2 months, they said, because some of the roads get so
Is
bad.
there that many prisons? There?
Well, there are. I don't know exactly how many prisons they have, but it's very rural in a lot of the places, and the roads are so bad that if it rained And I've been to every prison in Kenya. And if the roads rain if the rain falls on certain roads, you get stuck in mud and you're there for a couple of weeks. And so we decided we weren't going to risk it on our trip, but we did go to, I don't know how many different prisons, 5 or 6. And so anyway, we went to all these different prisons and we did training. So we trained Raymond. We trained a great, great team of folks. We were met at the airport by probably 20 people. And we found out later what a sacrifice that was. They had to pile in the back of pickups. Now in the United States, of course, you wouldn't be allowed, but they were probably 10 to a pickup truck. They had to come about 60 miles to the airport to even get to us. Then our flight was delayed. So of course we were late. And there they were out in the dark waiting for us. And with this big banner, welcome and Wings Liberia. And so we got there and then we did training with Raymond and his key staff, and then with different team members because we had to go to spend the night in most of these
prisons
places.
let Americans let the
Yes,
prisons
we
let
were
foreigners
allowed.
in their
Yes,
prisons.
we were allowed into the prisons. Wow. And we were in Kenya too, and all the prisons. I've been in prisons in Russia, and all across Russia, from St. Petersburg to Siberia. Well, of course, Moscow, Siberia, the Russian Far East, Tavares. I've been in prisons all over, and then India. But now Raymond is back, so Raymond, keep talking to us while we have you, and I'll fill in when you fade out.
I can hear the rain in Africa.
Yeah.
Just like the song by Toto.
Yeah.
If anybody, that's
Yes.
giving me my age.
Yeah, good. So, after all of the experience I had in the prison, came back, and I started to think of what kind of a program can really work for Liberia, you see. And interestingly, I was able to identify Wings for Life International. And I started going back and forth with Anne. She was like scary.
Sure.
Yeah.
She didn't believe you at first, right?
Oh yeah.
Who is this guy in
Because of
Africa?
the scam. Yeah, Africa. No, who's this guy? And I was persistent. Continue, back and forth, throwing emails. Finally, she said, "Okay, let me give you a try." And we had our first party, our Christmas party. And then we went on with our Easter party, and gradually things started moving. And because of the persistency, I said, okay, let me come to Africa and see you. And that was a very long way. It took her a whole lot of time before finally she decided to come.
From that one email to her actually coming to Africa.
It was probably about 2.5, 3 years. I would say.
What
Yeah,
a journey.
It took her a very long time for her to take the decision to come.
Did you ever think the day would come when you first started emailing her? You didn't give up, did you?
No, I didn't give up. Yes, I didn't give up because I knew exactly what I wanted, so I didn't give up. Yes. And I know this is a program that is meaningful enough for Liberia. And that's what we've been doing over the time. We've been visiting our prisons, running our educational programs, and all of that. And interestingly, our government is so impressed with what we are doing. We are partnering with BCR, and currently we are on a project that we're trying to run outside of the prison because we do not want to run this program in the prison, whereas other people that are outside would not have access. Our main aim is to avoid people from going in there. The place is already overcrowded.
Yeah.
The guys that are there are 70 to 80%, so to speak, are recidivists. And how can we reduce that rate of recidivism is one of our cardinal goals. So in order to achieve that, we got a project currently. We are trying to erect a place, and whereas we can run a workshop there and get guys that are coming out of prison and those ones that are in the community as well, to see how we can give the skills, because majority of the people that go to prison here commit theft. Theft is one of the
So that's the main crime is theft.
Yes.
And
yes.
who are they? what kind of theft are they stealing from Americans' emails or no? I mean, is it? I don't mean
Just
to. What kind of theft though? For food, maybe to live on?
for food, for food,
Yeah.
for food. Yes, you find someone snatching your phone, peeking through the window to see whether they can get it close. Anything they can get hold of. Once there's an opportunity for them to get hold of that, yes, they take it off. So once these people have skills, and they have some leverage where they can work, and earn money, I don't think that they will get involved with what they are involved with.
Yeah. And what's the average time that they do it? How many years? How much time do they get for theft? 1 year, 5 years? Is it hard sentences over there?
Well, the issue here is most of the guys that are in prison are pre-trial detainees. So most of the focus is on hardcore crimes, not on the lower crimes. So you find people in prison where are being tried, you know. So, but there is actually a time frame that I cannot tell you exactly what the time frame is like, when you commit theft.
Yeah.
But I know exactly there is a time frame for that I cannot tell you
Raymond,
right now.
Raymond, while we've got a good connection, I want you to tell them about the new office building that you've been able to get a 30-year lease on, and that you've got that ready to go, and about all the equipment that's going to be shipped over this summer to start your all the furniture business. So talk about that, because
Wow.
I want people to hear about that.
30-year lease. That's
30-year lease on a property. Yes.
Yes, and thanks for that. Yes, yes, we have a 30 years lease that we already paid 5 years on, and right now we want to run. I mean, open that place where else we can have a workshop at the back of the building, and we can train people, in different skills. One of the things we want to do is carpentry furniture. We're going to teach people how you can make tables, how you can make, all the basic furniture, you know, and then we're going to also run other skill training there as well. And that place is actually uh, in need of renovation. We need approximately 10,300 plus to have that place ready, and that's what we are trying to love it for. We are asking people from all around, locally and that of the international scene, whoever can help, so we can get that place ready and moving out forward.
And that is not a lot of money. Here in the United States,
It would
you'd
be.
be looking at 100,000, but over there, the costs are only about $10,000 to get this really up and running. They have to put a new roof on the place, get some security walls, and they want to enclose an area that'll be a workspace.
And that'll help a lot of people in their
Oh my
families
gosh,
getting out
it's
together.
going to make a huge difference. And then Raymond, tell about all the equipment that's being shipped over from another nonprofit here in the United States.
All right, so we got another nonprofit that is located in South Carolina, Greenville. It's called Soteria CDC, Soteria Community Development Corporation. And interestingly, the executive director have given us a continuum full of equipment uh, related to carpentry. All of the equipment are carpentry related tools, and we need to ship those tools over to Liberia. Just the shipping cost alone is around $6,000. There's other expenses we're going to make as well. Or currently, I'm waiting for the shipping list, and once that list hit us, we're going to. I've already started talking with the Bureau of Correction to see, I mean, how best they can give us some leverage on the custom, so we can get the things over. And once the office is ready, we can start our training at once. And are you there?
All right, we are back, and
Well, we're
Raymond is
back and
back.
Raymond is back.
All right,
Hey,
we our internet went down too, Raymond. Uh, I guess
And we don't have rain.
So I was saying hello to Harvey Talks Prison out there. He's on the channel, and Harvey did 29 years at in Missouri State prisons. But Harvey, 29 years compared to prison in Liberia. Harvey, you lived in the Hyatt Regency. Trust me.
Yeah, we'll tell you about that later.
Yeah.
But I want Raymond to describe some of the furniture, some of the equipment that's being shipped over. And it's because somebody might be listening and they maybe would be able to add to that. That shipment's going to go over this summer. It'll go out of North Carolina.
Yeah.
So
anyone
Raymond,
out
go
there,
ahead and share about that.
Yeah, so we got some table saws that is part of that list. We got routers, wood routers. We got sawmill equipment. We got planer, and all those basic things that helps with the carpentry work. Even though we still need more because most of the things that come in is just one, and we need extra ones just in case of damage, so that there won't be any delay in our work or in our training. So if anyone want to help, you can help us with a couple of tools as well. We can link you with the partner that is willing to send those things, and you can just add to whatever you have.
Okay. Raymond, do you have some links I could put underneath this video for later if people would like to donate and help you out on your end, or should they just come?
If they're donating financially, they donate directly to Wings and designate it for Liberia.
Right.
So that's the easiest way to make a donation.
Okay.
Then if you've got specific items like any kind of tools, extra tools, somebody around your neighborhood, somebody in your house doesn't need tools anymore, I could give you an address of where these tools can be shipped to in the States, and then they could be shipped over to Liberia with this shipment.
Sure.
But we also need to raise funds for that shipment because containers now, as we all know, the shipping problem. And so that cost is dramatically increased, probably threefold of what it was a year or two ago. And so now we have to raise money for that as well to help them get those tools over there.
I spoke with the broker, the fellow that's supposed to ship those things over, and he told me it's something around 6,000 we need just to ship it from the U.S. to Africa, Liberia specifically. And there is other, funds that will also be needed for
phones. You said?
The continent. Yeah.
So you said they need cell phones over there? Is that what you said?
If they need what?
That they need phones sent over there? Cell phone?
No, I'm yes, we need phones.
Okay.
Because our volunteers are here. Some of them do not have something that they can work with. So if we can have that as well, yes.
Yeah,
so
no. Anything we can do to help, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
So whether someone want to donate a phone, whether somebody want to donate equipment for the work, we can take whatever. A computer, we need computers as well. We do not have enough computers for our office.
Okay. And then do you have, if we send computers, do you need routers, things like that to hook the computers up with? You need that as well?
We can,
modems,
yes.
routers, that kind of thing as well?
Yes, we need routers, but that we can easily get from here because it's much cheaper.
Okay.
Getting router here is not very costly. So,
all right.
But I think the computer, yes, we need computers, we need phones, we need the woodworking equipment. Yeah.
Clothing.
Clothing is too much to take over.
Yes.
Now, when we go back, I will be taking a team of people over to Liberia. When COVID really has kind of died down and we kind of have things under control. I'm thinking about January of 2023, maybe right after the first of the year. We flew over January 1st last year, and it might be about that same time again. I don't know. But we will have a trip back to Liberia when I feel it's safe to bring a team of people, and we will go over there. We will visit the prisons. We'll do more trainings, and we'll help Raymond try to raise additional funds. Hopefully, certainly by that time, they'll be manufacturing some of the materials and some of the woodworking things that they're going to be creating.
And this will be for men and women, Raymond, to help
Yes.
men and women. Okay.
Yes, men
For
and
whole
women.
families, I
Yes.
guess. Yeah.
Yes, men and women. Yes.
Yeah. And so for the interest of our U.S. listeners, no, Mary. Well, Mary was there. And so if Mary wants to come in, and if they were just talking. So if Mary wants to share something about your experience, because Mary was on the team here too.
I'm good.
You sure? Go ahead.
All right.
Go ahead.
So, yeah, it was a real to take plane over to Liberia and to see all the folks and yeah, and we had quite a trip, and it was quite an experience going into the prisons and seeing people person to person, nowhere to sleep, nothing. There was like lines from the ceiling where they had mattresses, and so if people wanted to get up there and sleep, if they would fall through, then the people down below would get hurt, and they had water and half a cup of rice a day. Try living on that. And but we were really blessed. We were singing a song, and it was hot in there. We were sweating, and was one of the sentences was shake a neighbor's hand. Well, there was so much sweat on my hand, and there was so much sweat on this guy's hand, and so anyway, he touched my hand, and then he made the sign of the cross, and that was like touched my soul. And yeah, and then getting back home, we had fiasco with our tickets, but we made it back.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, and a little bit about the prison system over there. Imagine probably a 15 by 15 foot space, and if it was filled with people with crossing their legs, sitting down, you could literally not walk through. If they all sat down, that was enough room that filled up that entire space. No one could have walked through because knees were touching knees, arms touching arms, bodies front and back. And so when people went to sleep at night, they had to take turns standing up. And then there are, of course, a lot of rodents and a lot of bugs. So the inmates were sharing they had to be swatting off bugs and different animals that were crawling across people sleeping on the floor. And then they would take turns sleeping. It was so dark in there that a lot of people are going blind. And so that's a real tragedy over there. At one of the facilities, I remember saying, well, boy, I wish they could turn the lights on. And I looked, and the dim little light bulb was on. And so the lights were on. It was so dark in there, it was so hard to see. They get a half a cup of rice a day. Raymond was talking about meals. No, these are not meals. A half a cup of rice a day. And then the real tragedy is that the water comes out of wells right there on the prison grounds. Well, they don't have toilets, and they don't have any kind of piping. And so all of the waste is seeping right down into the soil, into the wells, and that's the water where they're getting the water to cook the 1 cup of rice a day. If people were fortunate enough and their families had enough money to buy other water for the inmates, they could then, it wasn't even purified bottled water. They have other processing plants that process water into little plastic square bags, and they just kind of tear off the end, and they drink this kind of like a milk carton, a little bit bigger than that. Imagine something like that. Mary is holding up something here. This was made, it's beautiful. You can't see the detail on it, but we watched inmates making this with the yarn and in the dark and weaving these beautiful bottles. It's just water bottle, and you could see, Sean's holding it up close to the screen so you could see it, how gorgeous this is, but so difficult. And so definitely we need to help our brothers and sisters in Liberia, because I have been in prisons in Kenya, India, Russia, and Liberia, and all across the United States. And literally, I've never seen anything like what I saw in Liberia. And so Raymond is doing wonderful work, and it's true ministry. And we've been there. I can vouch for them. All Americans that have been there can vouch for them, and they do have the respect of the government and the officials in the prison system. And so they are being recognized as individuals truly making a difference. So Raymond, now you've got a connection. Let's have you talk again.
Right.
I want you to be able to keep talking from Liberia as long as we could get it.
Yes, interestingly, you had the experience, and that's just exactly what you are saying. You know, that's how horrible our prisons are, and we actually want to change that. The government is doing extremely well to do that, but it's not an easy thing. You know, uh, too much jobless people, so you have more crimes committed, and we do not have enough facility, you know, to host people. Like you know, other countries you would find a juvenile, you know, detention center or a juvenile facility, a female detention center or something like that. But here, everyone is just in the same building. The
It's
only
all in
difference,
one, all in one. No matter
yes,
how old you are, women or
oh
men,
yeah,
all thrown
yeah,
together.
No, women
yeah.
are
They're
separated.
They only,
Women are
same
separated,
prison though.
yeah,
but
under the cells.
they have separate units.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, the cells separate them, but it's just the same building. You know, you have one
And they have
building
no
with
funding in
females
Liberia.
and-
Yeah, for medicine. And so we were able to make a connection. But now
yeah, was
there's a pharmacy in Monrovia, the main Capitol building, and they were giving medicines, cases of medicines, thousands of dollars
yeah,
worth of medicines to Raymond to distribute to the prisons, because they really have no medical care in the prisons either.
Does the
But now,
medicine make it to the inmates though?
oh, of course, when Raymond brings it in, it
Okay.
gets to the inmates. But the problem is he doesn't have the money to go and hire a vehicle to get down to the main part of Monrovia to pick up. You need a big truck
yeah,
to pick up all the stuff and then to go deliver it. And so
Yeah.
money has to be raised. Even as simple as that is, here he has all these medicines that he could deliver, but he doesn't have the money to be able to, because going to these prisons, it's a 2-day trip.
Okay.
You got to spend the night.
Gasoline.
Gas
yeah.
now, and gas prices, everything is going up, and it was very expensive there. And so all of these things are very costly. So when our inmates complain about the medical care and about the food, my gosh, don't get caught in another foreign country, and don't get caught in Liberia. We got to be very careful when we're in Liberia, because we do not want to end up in those prisons.
Yeah.
But we need to help Raymond, because this is his country,
Sure.
and he had a weekend of experience of this, and now it's turned into his calling to be able to help all these thousands of inmates and their families all across Liberia.
So does he need a truck now? Still?
Oh, of course he needs a
okay.
truck.
So we need
he needs a car. He needs a truck. He needs money for gas. He needs all of it, because yeah, he doesn't have a car, so he can't just run around. So when we go, we have to rent the vehicles and rent the drivers and pay the drivers, because I'm not going to be driving in Liberia.
Right.
And so it's all a challenge. It's all a challenge, but we can help.
The government does work with you though, not against you. They welcome you into the prisons. So you at least have that going, which is a good thing, right?
oh right, yes,
It
we are
could-
welcome. The love, the level of partnership, you know, we share with them. You know, interestingly, every prison we go to, the people always want us back. Yeah,
Good.
we have covered six prisons across Liberia.
Okay,
Yeah,
because I
we
mean,
are
'cause
waiting to go to more. Yeah,
it could be the other way around. They could be corrupt and take everything from you and not let you inside. Thank God, at least they
No,
work with
yeah.
you.
Yes, and
yeah,
so
on the
I'd like you to address. Raymond, I want you to address the working relationship that you have with your Department of Corrections, because that's very, very key. And you have built that trust and that level of support from them. And so talk about what you've done and the relationships that you have, because I do want to praise the Liberian officials in how they have worked with you and with us to try to open up the prisons and try to make this positive change. So share about that.
Yeah, interesting that we have built the trust over the past years. Uh, they always are waiting to open their arms because of the way we've been carrying on our work. We make sure we abide by their rules and regulations, and they have seen the tremendous difference we are making, in the lives of people that are incarcerated. Um, we carry tons of donations from Abia pharmacy. Abia have been doing extremely well, giving us their medical, drugs and things that we take to the prison. And not just that, some days when we go at the prison to do our wins work, we have to feed the prison, feed the entire prison.
And
So to
you
speak,
have to
like
feed
most
the guards
especially,
too, right? Yeah.
oh yeah, as well. We feed the guys as
Oh, we
well,
treat
and
everyone as a
feed,
child of
yeah,
God. It
Okay.
starts with the warden and the
yeah,
correctional
Okay.
officers, of course.
yeah, yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. So that's how it is. So those prisons, like currently we are working directly with the Grand Bazaar prison facility, and there whenever we go there, we make sure to feed the entire prison. That's how it is. And our relationship with the department is so cordial. Even currently, they are trying to see how best they can help us to get a duty free, from ARA, that happens to be
Duty free.
the group that is responsible for revenue collection, so that our continue once the continue comes, well, we won't have to pay extra fees for clearing. So that's how cordial the relationship is with the correctional department.
Okay. Now you have a family of your own, right? You have children. You have a wife and children too, right? So you have your
Oh
own
yeah,
family.
right,
So and life's hard
right,
enough
right,
right with that. I could imagine to feed your own kids, and
right.
then you do all this on, and then you do spend all this time and energy helping others. So you're truly a man of faith. You didn't give up on
Yeah,
Anne.
this I have the passion for this. This is something I've been long time yearning for. I needed this. I want to see how I can make a big difference in my country. This is not about what I can get to put in my pocket. No, but I think I want to leave a legacy, so that people can read about me tomorrow and understand, what I really wanted. How I could make a difference in my country, and that's why, you know, God just led me to find Aunt, and it just been good. She's doing extremely well for Liberia, supporting us in all the way to make sure we survive.
Well, we've expanded our wings to Liberia, and we're going to keep them there, and we are going to keep expanding wherever we can go. That's for sure. But working relationships, and I've always tried to do this here in the United States too. You have to work with the local officials, and if you don't have a good working relationship there, the doors will be shut. And so I'm so proud of Raymond and the relationships that he's been able to build in Liberia. Also, now let's talk about the faith communities that have stepped up and helped you, and some of the other nonprofits that have helped you, because you are currently in an office that another nonprofit is letting you utilize for right now until you get your office up and running.
And he could say the name of the other nonprofit.
Yeah,
right?
of course.
Let them know.
Yeah, let's brag about all these people
Yeah.
helping you.
Yeah. So interestingly, after the COVID, uh, we were able to partner with a group here that help us. They give us an office space that has electricity, has internet facility, uh, a very good space. Ideal enough that we could run our wings work, and we've been using that place for town. Just this gone May. It's not May, but April, which is this month. They finally closed. They left Liberia finally, and they turned over all of their belonging to the government of Liberia. So right now, that's why we've been fighting hard to get our own office space, of which we already paid the lease. and that lease agreement is for 30 years. We also been working with other partners, other local churches. Like we have the Joy of Christ Evangelistic and Deliverance Ministry that have been doing tremendously well for us. They collect funds, they help us whenever we are going to the prison. We send us letters, and they help us. They go with us, they volunteer as well, and a couple of other churches like the Faith Ministry. We got like 5 different churches that partner with us currently. Yeah.
Raymond, do the people in Liberia read English? Because I was wondering if you want to have some letters sent to any prisoners. Some of our viewers, maybe they could write some prisoners. Do they read English?
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yes.
Okay, so maybe you can give me some names and addresses later, and I'll post it on the website, and we can have some people in this country start writing the prisoners there, give them a little hope that somebody cares. How does that sound?
Good.
Okay.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Now, Raymond, you've got a video there. Why don't you show the video while we've got a good connection going here?
Yeah, so this video is about a family day we had in the Grand Bazaar prison facility. Let me see whether I can get hold of it. And we were able to share meals together. We ate along with people that are incarcerated. It was a lot of fun.
If it doesn't work on your
Can you
side,
see?
I can make it work here.
Yeah.
Add to stream.
All right.
So
See whether you can make it work for me.
Okay.
Yes.
It's
So
trying.
it's just a short video because we are not to show the faces of inmates. Yeah. So it's just a short video.
Oh, short. Yeah.
Yeah, very short. But I think you can see the wings volunteers there along with and the next one which happens to be a picture that there's a fellow in the middle of the wings volunteers, and he happens to be the superintendent of prison for Grand Bazaar Prison Center.
Okay. Let's see this next one here.
Yes. So the fellow that's in the middle happens to be the superintendent of prison. Yeah. Or Beginner Prison Center. So that view you see in there is just it's the prison yard.
Oh, that's the prison yard. Interesting.
Yes, that's the prison yard.
Okay. It's real short, I see, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So we couldn't-
live video in a prison is very hard to
Sure,
get.
I
So
couldn't,
yeah. And I'm glad that you've got that.
That's very interesting.
So share a little bit about how you go about recruiting volunteers, and then also some of the outreach that you've been able to do during COVID, because here in the United States, we still are dealing with COVID, and a lot of things haven't opened up fully. You've been able to do some of that in Liberia because you haven't had so much COVID.
I see one more here.
Actually,
Oh, wait.
we got a lot of people in Liberia that are waiting to volunteer with Wings because of the level of work we are carrying. Like during the COVID time, we were able to share gloves. We got those things from as donation from other people that saw the need. They gave us gloves. They gave us nose masks. They gave us hand sanitizer, and we were able to distribute those things in various communities. Some of the communities that benefited from it is the SKD Boulevard, the Swakamo community. We were able to distribute that. We were also able to distribute that to a couple of police stations across the country, like that of the Zone 5 police station, and we were able to go to Grand Bazaar as well. We share it there with the county authority as well as the prison itself there, and a couple of people benefited from those things we got as donation during the COVID period.
Yeah.
And relative to recruiting our volunteers is based on wherever we go. Because most people ask us, how can we be a part of Wings? And we just tell you, we need people to come and volunteer. Because this is a calling. This is something that is needed. You know, we have to do this and give hope to our brothers and sisters that are incarcerated, to tell them that, hey, this is not the end of you. You can make a difference. And most time when I go out there, I tell them my own story, my experience, the experience I had. I went to prison as well, you know, and I came back from prison. I'm making a difference. I see. So most people ask, how can we be a part? And we just share everything with them.
It goes across the screen. It's already automatically on every video.
Okay, we're talking because we're reading some of the comments here, and one of the comments is for me to share information about how to help Liberia. You could either call the office directly or go to our website at that wingsfli.org, and contributions just could be designated directly to Liberia. I mean, $5, $10, $50, $500. There is no amount of money that is not going to go to them if it's designated to Liberia. And every dollar that comes in is going to help Raymond and help these inmates. And once we get this program really solid in Liberia, we'll be able to, as we're sharing already across the world, but utilizing this kind of model that he's setting up over there will really work for other foreign countries, and it's working with the local people, using and utilizing all of the things that we do. He'll be able to use all of our training videos that we are creating here for our Wings Works right here in Albuquerque. And so the beauty of this technology is that we can use this around the world and we can help people, and that's what we're doing.
We have Kathy from Australia. She's on here right now.
Yeah, Kathy's on.
And she has a son in prison in Australia. Maybe, Kathy, you can help us get a Wings set, you know.
In Australia. I'd love to go to Australia.
Yeah.
I could fly over there. I've got free airline passes on United. I would be there in a second. It's one continent I've never been to. So I'd love to go. So
Kathy, the phone number and the website has been scrolling across the screen. It's also under all these videos. Maybe you give Ann a call and you guys talk, and we help Australia as well.
or just send me an email.
Yeah.
Or
an email.
Is put my email into post a comment. It's Ann Edenfield at wingsfli.org. So Ann Edenfield at wingsfli.org. And Raymond,
Did I get it right?
why don't you put,
right?
yes, you did. And Raymond, why don't you put your email, your Wings email into the comment area there for others to see as well.
Yeah, Raymond, did you hear that?
They might want to contact you directly and find out more about specifically what you're doing.
Yeah, how they can contact you, and I'll also post it after the video underneath. But you can go ahead and do that now too, for people that don't want to check later. Some YouTubers, they don't come back. They just watch the video, they move on. So
yeah, well, sure.
Yeah, that's how we do it.
But yeah, put your email in there. So are there any other questions about Liberia? And Raymond, did you have some more videos you wanted to show?
Yeah, there was one more down here. And I know a lot of you guys, I haven't been posting your comments because I know you guys are talking to each other about Katrina's son in prison and stuff. And that's fine. I love the fact that it's a chat room as well. But if you had any questions for Raymond, who would love to answer your questions right now, that would be great, guys, if you could. And let me see this video here that Raymond's posted.
Okay.
That looks like the meal. That's the meal.
Yeah, meal.
Not much of a meal.
Oh, it is a feast for
That's a feast, huh?
That is a feast.
Oh, yeah.
It is chicken and rice. That is a feast. This is not just the rice made out of the dirty water. This is the real deal. Church members make this, and then they bring it in at these various locations.
Wow.
And so Raymond's built up a good support team in these various communities to help with that.
Do they make the prisoners work as well? Do they do hard labor? Do they
No,
have to have work every day too?
no,
No. Okay.
no. That is not allowed here. No.
Okay. Well, they don't give them enough new food to work a whole full day, anyways. It sounds like they would,
Now,
Yeah,
one of the
because
facilities.
because
Go ahead, Raymond.
yes, the reason they do not give them enough of meal is because they do not have the funding for that. That's why. Even the government is struggling,
Yeah.
So, and you know how difficult it is to feed people. So that's why they only eat once a day.
Now, one thing that we were able to do at one of the facilities, they were they had taken over, I think it was like 40 acres of land, and they were having inmates go out and clear the land and then plant seeds. And we brought 70 pounds of seeds to Liberia. So everywhere we went, we did the parable of the sower.
Oh.
And then we talked about planting these seeds, harvesting the food, eating half of it, saving the other half the seeds, then 50% to replant, 50% to send home with inmates so then they could feed their family at home. And we've always done that at any foreign countries we've ever gone to. And so that particular prison, the inmates were out clearing the land. It was called the bush, and it was African bush.
Oh.
And they were clearing it. And then they were planting different
food.
vegetables, and yes, to grow the food to feed them. Also, outside the Monrovia prison, they were given a lot of land, but it's quite a distance from Monrovia, and they also were planting food out there in hopes of feeding and bringing it into the prisons to be able to have more food. And we did leave a lot of seeds on the grounds of the prisons and said, well, if you've even got a little plot of land, you can start planting this and supplement that rice.
Oh.
And so that's the goal, and we will keep working on that when we go back.
There's a comment for you, Raymond, from Kathy D. This is the lady in Australia. She says they have it extremely tough in Liberia. Keep up the great work, Raymond. So that's from Australia to you.
All right. All right. Okay, thank you. Thank you for that. I promise that I'm going to continue that. I will keep doing the work, because that's something I have the passion for.
Okay. I'm going to post your email. I see that it went to the private chat. Let me get it on the right one here.
So we'll put your email in there. But it's simple. It's Raymond at Wings for Life International.
There we go.
.org. And it's there, but that is the full Wings for Life International .org email, but just Raymond.
Yeah.
So very simple.
And Katrina, I see your message. I will give TJ your number later on this evening. I see all your messages. I know you guys are talking to each other, but we're going live from Liberia. So I'm not trying to ignore you guys. You mean everything in the world to me. Every week you guys come on here. So please don't. I just haven't been posting your comments because this is kind of special for us to talk to Raymond from Liberia. I hope you understand.
Does anyone else have any questions for Raymond? Because I know we're probably getting near the end of this show.
Raymond, here's something. Katrina says, Raymond, I will send Ann money in the mail to send to help you. There you go, Raymond.
Wow. All right, Katrina. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Well,
God bless
Katrina, thank you very much. That's wonderful.
Thank you.
And yeah, if you mail a check to us, then we don't lose any of the fees that come through electronic processing.
It's tax deductible,
and
too.
It's tax deductible. Every dime that you give to Wings, whether it goes to Liberia or here, is tax deductible. And just right on the tab line, Liberia, and it all goes to Raymond in Liberia. So we appreciate that. And if anybody's listening later, the same thing, because we will post this, of course, on YouTube. And you can always help Raymond at any time. Go to our website, wingsfli.org, to the donate button, put in whatever amount of money it is if you're using a credit card, and it goes to Raymond. Then also, you could mail to us, and is our address on the screen there, our mailing address?
It's underneath the videos, though. Click where underneath every video it says show more. Click the little show more. A whole screen opens up with the description. and all our wings
The
addresses,
mailing
everything.
address and everything
it's
is
all
there.
there.
Okay, good. Because then we don't lose any money in the transaction cost. A check comes
Yes,
directly in. If it's $100 goes out. So
Right.
then we don't lose any money.
I want to ask you a question about the name Liberia, liberation, freedom. Does the name Liberia is that translate to freedom? Can you tell me the
Yes,
history of Liberia?
correct. So the name Liberia means liberty, freedom.
Liberty.
You know, oh yes. When slavery was abolished from the U.S., people left the U.S. and came to Liberia to settle. That was in the 18th. So around, but then we used to call Liberia the Green Coast.
Oh,
So when those settlers came, they changed the name from the name the Green Coast to Liberia, meaning liberty.
okay.
And interestingly, our capital was named after one of uh, one Moreau, James Moreau. Yes. So that's how we got the name Monrovia as our capital.
And
Okay.
they are one of the very few countries, if not the only one, their main currency is the US dollar.
Oh, really?
They have Liberian dollars, but yes, Buchanan, one of their main ports was named after Buchanan. A lot of missionaries went over there, and they were pastors, and that was the first governor. So it's very interesting. So Liberia
Yeah,
is
Thomas
it's
Buchanan.
all because of the slaves that were sent back from the United States
Oh,
and went back to Africa, and then they formed Liberia.
okay.
So it has the structure a lot of the United States, so the way the government is set up.
So it's not quite as dangerous as some of the other countries in Africa. I don't know if that's a fair
No.
statement.
Yeah, no, that's not a fair statement. No, there is a lot of crime in Liberia,
Okay.
and because
Yes,
it's a poor country, it's one of the poorest countries in the world.
most of the, like I said from the onset, most of our crimes here is just theft related. You know, people steal because they do not have the means of sustainability. You know, but
Wow.
other than that, yeah, you don't find, even though there are other hardcore crimes, but it's not uh, as common as theft is.
Okay.
So to speak.
It's not a dictatorship country.
Oh no, no,
I was afraid to even ask that because if
Yeah.
it was, I could get him in trouble.
yeah,
So
no.
I was asking Anne if it was a dictatorship country. I didn't want to ask that because if it was, I could get you in trouble. But she says, no, you're not. And that's what I meant where it's safer in your country than some other countries in Africa. We won't mention the names, but there's some dangerous
Yeah.
countries there. Right?
Yeah, here it's not like that. Like other countries, they found people kidnapping people but here it's not as common as it is in other places. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
didn't.
like
I
other
was not
countries in Africa, they
fearful.
kidnap you and demand ransom, but here
That's
we
yes,
do
yes,
not
yes,
have that.
exactly. Somalia and things like that. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. I didn't feel, and I don't think Mary had any fear in it while we were
No.
in Liberia at all. And of course, we were greeted so beautifully by everybody, and everywhere we
Mhm.
went, we were just treated just so well and so welcome. And so it was just an incredible experience. And so we definitely want to take many more people back with us. So many of you are listening and you want to go on a trip to Liberia. You will meet some of the greatest people in the world. You will see heartbreaking situations in prisons, but we bring that joy and that hope, and to bring that hope in is just the greatest thing in the world. And go into their churches there. If you want to worship, I'll tell you what, you worship in Africa, and you don't just go for an hour. So you better not plan for it to say, hey, an hour of time is up and it's time to go. No, those people are there to worship and praise God, and they do. And it is joyous and a wonderful thing to participate in. And so I just can't say enough about the Liberians and how wonderful they are.
Raymond,
And of
I
course
may
with
go see
Raymond.
you. I may see you next year. Then I will be.
Oh
be
yes,
able to travel
good.
here.
I can't wait.
I will be
I
free
can't
of my
wait to see
junior
you.
here.
Yeah. And I
So-
pray before you come, our program will help to reduce the number of people that goes to jail, because we're going to make sure to give people the opportunity to learn skills that will avoid them from going to jail. That's what we
Right.
want to do. Yeah.
And then, of course, working with the children, teaching the children a different way and the parents a different way, and trying to educate them, then it prevents that whole cycle of incarceration.
Right.
And
It starts with the children, sure.
of course, because they grow up
Because
to
they
be
grow
the
up.
future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes they don't wait to grow up. They start committing crimes
Well,
early.
that's right.
So
That's right.
earlier, the earlier you can get with the child and teach him love and kind ways and caring and you give the child love and it comes back. You know what I mean, right?
And they don't
You got
have
a comment
to.
from Katrina. You got a comment from Katrina.
I do. Yeah, I got to. Let's see, Sean. Have you heard from Audrey? No, I haven't got her email back yet, Katrina. I'll give her another one this weekend. It could be. Sometimes they go on lockdown, or sometimes they get their emails taken away, not because it was something she did, but they punished the whole prison. She may not have money to check her emails. She should have got that money you sent her though. But it's 10 cents a minute to send or read an email in prison, and it can. You got to type really fast. It costs you money. It's cheaper to mail a letter, and I'm hoping she got the money. But so I'll let you know this week, Katrina. I'll send her another email. I mean, we got Epic Portal. Hey, how you doing? We got a new viewer, and we're live from Liberia. Epic Mortal. If you ask a question to Raymond, who knows all about the prisons in Liberia, he's been there himself, and now he's helping people that are in the prisons. But he's the man.
He's the man.
The man
for
of the
sure.
hour. Raymond, do you have any messages you want to say to the world? Because you never know. We already know they're watching in Australia, in Michigan, in Florida, Texas. I know these people right now are from all over the world in the country. So it's your turn. Say your message to the world, Raymond. God's listening.
Well, interestingly, and just said it all. That's why we want people to see whether they can make their way over here. Liberia is an interesting country. When you come, you're going to see a lot of things. This is a free country. You can come and walk anywhere. And in fact, people embrace you because you have different colors. They love to see people of such. So we want people to come and volunteer with us. Next year, when Anne is coming, we want more people. If we can have even 1,000 people, we want that. We want you to come and experience Africa, precisely Liberia. This is an interesting place. Come and see the level of
I'd
what
love
Wins
to
is
see it.
doing. Yeah, come and see the level of what Wins is doing. We are not just working only in the prison, we also work on the outside. Like the program we are about to run right now, we want to run on the outside because we want to avoid people going to jail. So we're going to give them skills. You can come and volunteer with us. This is a viable institution that's recognized by our national government. Yeah.
And it'll change your life going there. I will never be the same if I go to see you. I know that. I already know.
Absolutely.
That's true.
Absolutely.
That is true.
Yeah.
So, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Raymond's my dear, like a son to me here, and all our dear friends over there. So, Raymond, thank you, and thank you for all the folks that are here. Are there any last minute comments that anybody wants to, or questions for Raymond? I guess not.
I guess not. Raymond, you got to come back. We'll do this again. Maybe we do it once a month. Shall we get all the help you need?
All right.
Sound good, maybe?
That's good.
Well, we'll see.
Or
We'll
you can
see.
come and do
Yeah.
little
That's
5-minute spots every week, whatever you want to do. Don Johnson says hi.
Oh, yeah.
Hi, Don Johnson. Yeah, at
That's
least
good.
maybe we have you, or we make you a regular. We do a 5-minute Liberia spot every week. Something like that. We'll figure something out.
We can do that. Absolutely.
And Katrina
Yeah,
says,
yeah.
thank you, Raymond. Yeah, Raymond, I could tell you're a man that you got my heart today. Thank you. We have Alejandro Alvarez. I'll be turning myself into Oxford Federal Prison Camp. Anyone have information about what to expect in that place? I don't know anything about Oxford, but we can always look into that. And I know some of the other people may.
All I can say about that is utilize that time. I just talked to somebody today that is in charge of all of our prison chaplains and our programming in the prisons. And he said if he went to prison, he would read a book all day long and he would learn as much as he could. And I would recommend that you do that too. Start planning for the day that you get out before you get in. And don't waste a second of time. Look at it as a gift of time because you are not going to be able to do things that have kept you so busy. But utilize every second of that time to better yourself and prepare yourself so you can help your family and your when you get out, and that you could get out and stay out. So that would be my recommendation. So I wouldn't worry about the camp. You're going to learn about the rules. Every place changes, and you got a new staff member, and they're going to change some of the rules. But you just abide by the rules, do what they say, but go in knowing that you're going to come out a much, much better person, and don't waste a second of time. That's my advice.
And Alejandro, I see you. I have to surrender May 20th. So my number's on. I know you're watching on my channel too. My phone number's on there. Give me a call this weekend. I'm going to go over a checklist of things to get you prepared when you turn yourself in, so that you don't forget anything. And I'll see what I can do to help you out with some programs in there. Maybe get your sentence shortened. Give me a call this weekend, Alejandro. And Don Johnson says you are so right, Ann. Oh, that's Don. Oh, okay. That's not Miami Vice, Don Johnson.
No, I think it's our Don Johnson here in Albuquerque, a wonderful dear friend. So that does prison ministry, and he helps people that have been sex offenders, and so he does really great ministry. So thank you, Don, for listening and for being part of this.
All right, Raymond. I guess any last words, or we'll call it a wrap.
Well, at this time, I would just like to give you a special thanks, and that goes to Anne as well because she made this. Yeah, I appreciate every second we ever spend together, and I pray that we always going to have this time together, so that people across the world can get to know what we are doing here, and interestingly, maybe someday they would like to come as well to come and have the experience themselves. So I just want to appreciate you. Thank you so much for the time.
And Raymond, let's talk. Maybe we get you get a YouTube channel for you going, and you can do regular podcasts too. We'll talk. To see what we can do to help you.
All right.
To help you expand.
All right.
All righty. And let me just share that what Raymond is learning, we can then share with anybody else across the world. So wherever you're calling from, whatever state, whatever country, whoever's listening, we're putting together all of our training manuals. Everything will be free again for people to utilize, because this is all to help cut crime, help people, and help them become the people we want them to be.
Ann is short for angel.
Oh, you're very kind, Katrina. Thank you.
All right, we'll see. Oh, next week, guys, I have Antoinette Holmes from DVR. That stands for Department of Vocational Rehabilitation. And they have one of these in every major city. So if you're getting out of prison, they will help you go to school, let's say you're a carpenter and you have no tools and no work clothes or boots or even a car. They will help you I've seen them spend $500 on tools for a carpenter, get you into the apprenticeship union, get you the job, buy you a computer to go back to school. They have lots and lots of resources, and this is a nationwide thing. So even if you don't live in Albuquerque, check out our show next week. She'll be sitting here live in the office with all kinds of resources, and I've asked her to bring links for all of the other cities. So all you people living in different cities, I know Katrina, your son's getting out. He may need some help from sometimes it's called the Department of Rehab. Here it's called the Department of Vocational Rehab. Vocational meaning training schools. But that's next week with Antoinette. That's 3:00 next Friday, and we'll see you then. God bless you all.
Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye. God